Alright YouTube, what is going on? It is ConflctNerd Callum here today, bringing you another episode of Conflict World. Today we are starting off our final episode. As you can see, our part rating is at 865. Highest it's been in a while. I'd literally just spent 5 minutes moving people to the entrance. So in this final episode, I'm not going to try and moan too much, that's for sure. We have a lot of broken down ride issues, which we're going to go ahead and start dealing with. So you are heading to the Texas Cubs, so I've got absolutely no idea why you're up there. The Texas Cubs is fine, that's just an inspection. So you're responding to a motion simulator issue, but you're actually not stuck. So all the rides are pretty much good to go, which is nice to see. I want to go ahead and build a haunted house. That is one ride we just unlocked at the end of the last episode, which I've not managed to build yet. So we're going to build this in our enchanted forest area. Our enchanted forest area is kind of getting big actually. Not that we've run out of room, but we've sort of run out of room. I'm going to place it along here I think actually, and we're going to place it here. And just keep up with, I don't think this ride will be overly popular, but it's not a bad ride nonetheless. So I'm going to go ahead and put on our abstract entrances, and that could be the last ride we build, I'm not gonna lie. So the reason we are ending is because of this sort of stuff here. I need to go to the bathroom, I'm hungry, I want to go home, it's too crowded here. These are big issues. So as we can see here, this area is just too busy, just way too busy here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a few new paths actually to end this series. And you might be like, what's the point in that? Well, I want to end on a high, and I'm going to end on a high. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to create just a few random paths going here, there and everywhere, just to make life a little bit easier. As you can see here, all this area is just way too crowded. This food mall here is probably the most crowded area in the park. So I want to go ahead and, if I can, reduce all the congestion. I realize people aren't cars, but all the just the amount of large people on these paths. We've also just unlocked some new roller coasters, which I want to go ahead and place some roller coasters in this episode. So to go help and resolve these issues, I'm going to go ahead and make another exit path here. Exit paths are basically designed, I thought I built one in this series, I don't think I have actually, though I'm pretty adamant I did. But what exit paths are is, they're basically shortcuts to the front gate of the park, and they just allow guests to exit easier if they know basically where the paths lead to. So what I'm doing here is I'm just doing something very basic. I do apologise for the spam clicking. I'm basically just building a path, and this path is going to run along here. It's going to surface there, and it's going to come back out there. Now I'm not going to let people go down there, but people can come up from there. Then that leads them to the entrance of the park, and that means that they can go ahead and exit the park a little bit more easily. So I did get a warning there saying that my part rating is slipped under 700. It's bouncing around 700, let's put it that way, and it's gonna drop under 700 soon, and the park is eventually gonna go ahead and close. And that will be it for good, because this is the last episode of the series. I do want to do RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 in the future, however next series I will do, which will not be for probably like another year. I'll come back to this game at some stage. I definitely will come back to this game. It's just such a good, enjoyable game, and I've had so much fun in it. And it was also the first series on my channel, you know, so I definitely want to do something with it. I don't know why I keep getting this error. My part rating is clearly not under 700. That's the second time it's popped up. My part rating is over 700. If anything, my part rating's just gone up quite a bit building that exit path. Which maybe it's not a bad idea. I don't know how often it's getting used though. There's quite a few people using it, to be fair, and you're leaving the park, so that's really ideal. What are you doing? You're just walking. So hopefully, I just feel this area is a wee bit less populated than it was. So maybe this is really helping out quite a bit. Oh my god. What is going on? So many people are using this exit path. Not a lot of people are exiting, mind you, but my part rating is just shot up. God, right, let's keep this series going. Another 10 episodes, here we fucking go. Nah, I'm joking. What I do want to do though is build 1 or 2 roller coasters to end off the series. Gonna build one up here, and I realise we haven't actually built in half this park, so I guess at some point we could revive the series if we really wanted to. However, as I said, I built everything I really want to go ahead and do. So the remaining roller coasters, we're going to build some epic stuff because why fucking not? Let's just build a monstrosity like this. So first of all, I need to work out where the entrance is. The entrance is here. So yeah, we are just going to build literally monstrosities of roller coasters to end this series. So if we go ahead and just have you come up to there like so. And then what I'm going to do is test you very quickly. I need to go ahead and add in quite a few different things for this. So we're going to add in a no entry path there because we'll have a lot of guests, I'm sure. It's quite a long exit actually, as you can see. I'm going to add in a medical room, and there's a lot of people, I suppose people come straight out of the, what do you call it, miniature railway. Is it called the miniature railway? Yeah, it's called the miniature railway. People come straight out of that and then they'll go up that path. So hopefully this roller coaster will get a fair bit of use actually. I realise we have unlocked a lot more stalls since we've gone on, but I've just not built any more food courts. Just because there's enough food courts, and yeah, I realise one of my top complaints is people are hungry, but I really don't know where else to put, you know, food courts. There's really not many other places, so. Anywho, what I'm going to do is we're going to go ahead and build that first aid room there. Hopefully that'll get some use because I can just tell the intensity rating on this ride is going to be wild. And we can also build another ride which fits into this ride, because I believe that's the inverse one. So we built one of them. I think we built track 2. You can get them to go inside each other. So what are you? Are you track 1 or track... You're track 1. So if I build track 2, I should be able to get them side by side. If I've done this correctly. So how does this work? Yeah, so I could... Yep. Yeah, let's do that. How sick does that look? And the exit and entrance works out absolutely perfectly. Oh, that is going to be so nice. Right, okay, so are you just about open? You are just about ready to go, I believe, so very high and high. Oh, this is such a cool ride to build. I think I'm really going to enjoy this episode, actually. I'm just going to go ahead and open up the other one there. So, we have 2 of those new roller coasters built. What I'm going to do is I'm going to extend this path along here. And just do it like that. Then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to build 1 or 2 other rides up here, actually. What I'm going to do though is I'm going to go ahead and just add in... I realise these exit signs are kind of pointless, but I think it's not a bad idea to have this. So we went over 3,000 guests. I've noticed we've gone back under, so at least people are leaving our park, which is good to see. So these 2 roller coasters are looking pretty fucking epic, simultaneously side by side. I really do like the look of them, and hopefully they will bring a lot of enjoyment to our guests. So far though, we don't really have anyone going on them. And that's understandable, just because the area of the park we're in, it's not the most popular area. So I might build some more underground paths, which I think that's a really good idea actually. I think it's paid off. Or I know what I'm going to do here. So if we go ahead and we're very quickly going to do some more spamming again. So I'll just very quickly put some nice music in the background. Right, so that is just a single lane path. One of my only single lane paths in the park actually. And it's just another connection over to this area here. What I'm going to do is creating new paths. I realise I can't build too many new paths, but it allows me to basically spread out the people. If there's more places to walk, then in general paths are going to be less crowded, and hopefully it'll mean that we get people going from over there up to this area here, because people come into the food mall, but in general they don't really go past the food mall. Which gives me another reason to build even more rides up here. So what I'm going to do is build another motion simulator, just because, okay, I say I just got a lot busier. Just because it's a really popular ride, and I might as well just go ahead and spam a few U's down. Motion simulator, how many? I think we've only got 2 others in our park, so we've got these 2, number 2 and 3 down here. You're getting called Motion Simulator 2, and you're getting called Motion Simulator 3. The reason must have been because I think I used to have one here where this roller coaster timber turnaround is. However, I believe we deleted it to make way and edit this boulevard area up. So I think this is why this one has the number 1. But we're going to go ahead and just add in entrance and exits very quickly to this. And I'm sure this ride will get a lot of use. We are starting to see a lot more people up this end, which is nice to see. Overall, the rides, They have a fair amount of passengers on them anyway, not an overly large amount. I think what I'm going to do is make another underground tunnel, but make it bi-directional this time. Or unidirectional, what the fuck is the word? I don't know, I'm dyslexic. Please excuse me. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make a bi-directional, a two-way path. And it's going to go down here, level out, and it's going to go all the way up to the other end of the park. Right, so this is where the path now comes out. If we very quickly just go ahead and edit our views, there we go. So, two-way path leading from here, which is getting more people up to this end of the park. And it starts all the way over here, so hopefully that'll get a use. This is not an exit path, however it can definitely be turned into an exit path if need be. Part rating is just magic. It's actually magic how we're back at 999. I thought this episode would go the way of I'll be talking about the park towards the end and the park would basically get closed down. That was really what I was expecting. Let's just gather the thoughts of the people. I feel sick, but the crowded issue is gone and I want to go home is down so much thanks to that exit path. I could not be happier about that at all. So yeah, there's really not that many issues to be honest. As I'm hungry, which is 38 or 45 people out of 3,000, which is nothing. I feel sick and I need to go to the bathroom. I've got plenty of them around, so I think that's why part rating has just gone back up so nicely. So with them 2 roller coasters built, I want to go ahead and build some more before we wrap this up. So I also see here there's a 1 and a 2 here for the Kolosasa. I have no idea how you pronounce that. But what I think I'm going to do is I think I'm going to place you in here. And I'm not going to build any entrances or exits. And then I'm going to go ahead and build the part 2. How does the part 2 fit? Oh, I should have built the part 2 first if anything. Which would make no sense, but it's got the scenery and all that sort of stuff. Whoa, why is this not working? It's because of the miniature railway, that's the problem. Right, what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and close number 1. We need to just push it back just a few more tiles, unfortunately. I'm going to place 2 first, just because it has the entrance and exit. Which, again, as I say, it would make sense to have that with number 1, but no, you don't. Right, okay, so if we go ahead and build you, I think about there. And then if we go ahead and jump back into here, roller coasters. Let's build part number 1 now, and let's build you. I need to reorientate you. And you're going to go in whereabouts? You need to go in about there. There we go, I think that's it. So that's it pretty much spot on. These roller coasters aren't, well, for most of it they are exactly the same actually. It's just the entrance and exit is a tiny wee bit different. No, they're pretty much identical. So they look really smart simultaneously side by side. I'm just going to go ahead and throw both these open. Again, I realise, yes, you'll get more guests on the ride if you get them to... or get the rides tested first of all. But, I mean, to be honest, we really don't have that many people up here, do we? So... right, let's go ahead and do that. Then what I'm going to do is add in a no entrance sign. As you can see, a guy's just going to have a long walk to find an exit, so it's not going to be the most exciting walk, mate. I very quickly need to jump into here. It's finally raining again, which is not done in a few episodes, surprisingly. What I'm going to do is have you come up and come over. And you are going to come along here. You're just going to come down. And then you're going to come back along like so. Into there. I'm very quickly just going to go ahead and put a no entrance sign on before loads of people start walking along there. Then what I'm going to do is go ahead and add in our entrance sign here. So we go up, over, there, and then just go down. And that is track 1. Oh, fuck, stupid paths, man. Don't you just fucking hate them? Right, if we do that, and we do that, then that should solve our issue. So, there you go. I'm just wanting to kind of get this guy. We'll build you to there. And unfortunately, you're sort of in an infinite loop. At least you're happy, which is a good thing. We'll move you over there. just to hopefully shut you up. So we've already got people being sick along here, which is not what I want to see at all. Go-kart hasn't been fixed in a while, so we'll go ahead and address that issue. I don't need a cash machine. I could build another toilet up here. I think that's definitely a fair shout. So let's go ahead and build you there, and let's also build a medical room there. Some benches are definitely in call, I can just tell that right now. It looks like we've got some litter over here as well, so I could go ahead and hire some more. I think we just do in general need a few more people or staff in our park just patrolling. As the park expands, the staff needs to expand. It's just the same with any business. And we have built a fair bit so far in this episode. I just wanted to go out with a bang, and there's a large area here which I admittedly haven't built in, and I really thought, you know what, I should have built in, and I now have built in a good section of it, even just with these 2 rides, or 4 rides technically, but it has filled up a lot of space, and I think these are definitely 2 of the coolest roller coasters in the game. So with that done, as you can see, Motion Simulator is chock-a-block. We are gonna go ahead and check out the go-kart's been fixed. It has. Texas Tubs is broken down again. This ride seems to break down a lot, which is kind of odd. Let's just go ahead and look in at the service information. So the current breakdown is safety cutout. Mechanic 7 is heading for it. Reliability is only 46%, and if I'm correct, that's kind of low. Actually, you're at 44, so you're not much better. Go-karts has just broke down, so you're not going to be very high, 41. Maybe my mechanics are failing me. You're at 70%. I realise you're a ride that can't really break down. I mean, a cinema can break down, but your reliability is really not good either. Inspection, can I really don't want to do this manually by every ride, but it looks like I'm going to have to. I just want to have the reliability up, and that's definitely a tip for next time when I go ahead and do a let's play. I need to go ahead and do the maintenance checks more often. That's what I really need to do, because it means we have less broken down rides. As we can see, another ride, we always have at least 1 ride broken down at once. So right now we have one of the reverse roller coasters is all, it's not one of the ones I just built. I take that back. We have 4 rides broken down. And I'm pretty sure that's twice in this episode that the Great White has been, or maybe just before I started recording when I was boosting my part racing, the Great White maybe broke down then. Hopefully someone's dealing with that though, because that is a big ride which I don't want to see. Yeah, the mechanic's just about there. In he goes, does something with it, fixing the Great White Wall. You can see him on a platform there, which is really cool. He's gonna bang his hammer. And he needs to get out the ride first, and I think we're all good. Right, you're still in there, you're still doing something, I don't really know what. And there we go, you're back open. If our demon drop has just broken down, which again is a bit of a nightmare, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to close this ride and we're going to edit it. But it needs to get fixed before I can do that. I just want to make the station a little longer so I can get some more dinghies in. And this episode's probably going to be a wee bit of a longer episode just because it is the finale, and I don't want to end it, but at the same time, it's about time it comes to an end. I mean, the series has been enjoyed. The series has sort of declined in views, and I can usually tell by like ratings. Plus, I do feel it is time to move on. I want to play something else. I want to try a new game. And Cities is going really well, and I'm having a lot of good fun with Cities. Although Cities is really difficult right now, just our financial situation. This game is, I get to go ahead and, you know, express my creative side in this game, which is what I really like. But Demon Drop still hasn't been fixed. Where's the mechanic? I actually want to edit this. So Demon Drop is mechanic number 3. I believe you're actually quite close by, which is a bit of a surprise. The part rating has dipped a tiny bit. I need to go to the bathroom. This park is really clean and tidy, so it's a compliment at number 2 there. I want to go home is on the rise again. It's at 20 though, so it's really not that big issue. I'm hungry and I'm thirsty is starting to come back up though. which is a bit frustrating. I can see the sickness one going to go up a lot. I can just tell it's going to go up a lot, just due to the fact of the new roller coasters. So anyway, mechanic is in Demon Drop, and he is hopefully going to go ahead back at 999. So reverse roller coasters broke down again. You just broke down. Are you being serious? Your reliability is 42. That's just not good enough. So we're going to go ahead and change you to an inspection every 10 minutes. This is going to put a lot more pressure on my mechanics, admittedly, so we're going to go ahead and hire 2 more. And I just want to make my rides a little bit more reliable. I guess when you have, or you're in my, ooh, ice cream shop. When you're in my situation, you can go ahead and have that. You really can, because I've not got financial constraints at all. So anyway, what I'm going to do very quickly is we are going to edit this ride up a little bit. So if we delete you, there we go, that's much better. Go forwards. Then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to have a wee bit of a I just need you to go a little bit longer. Have you loop round twice. You can come out there. Then we're going to have a longer station. Now originally we had 9 boats on this ride. That is now getting upgraded, and we are getting a whopping 13 boats. So I realise that doesn't sound like too much of a difference, and to be honest it's really not, but hopefully that will just make even a tiny bit of difference with the queue length, because that queue is pretty chock-a-block, and hopefully that will help things out with that ride, because that is another thing which lowers your part rating, is breakdowns and queues in rides. That's a simple thing. Cinemas are really popular, as you can see here. I never realised how popular cinemas were. They are showing films, but with that done, I'm done. That is it. It's all over. So let's just go ahead and have a look at our park as it rains down and another ride breaks down. I'm really happy with what I achieved here. We started off with the Boulevard project, and the Boulevard project, I had to build rides just off the start because of the part rating issue. You need to keep it above 700. Then once we dealt with that, we started to build rides at a much more faster rate, and we paid attention to detail, especially in this area, I think. And I think it panned out really well. Both sides and some custom rides here. I was so happy with the go-karts, and I still am to this day. Go-karts is one of, personally, I think the coolest rides in the park. I'm really happy with how that turned out. And overall, the Boulevard project was absolutely wonderful. Also, the addition of the Great White as well. I think that's a perfect location as you enter into the park. This, I guess, that roller coaster is not that exciting. The food court here, I would rather not have a food court there, but I think it is important, or I'd rather have a bigger food court there or not a food court at all. That's really what I'm trying to say. If I could go back, I would change that a wee bit, and I guess I could extend it along here a bit. If we had more time, we maybe would, but we're not going to get to do that, unfortunately, in this series. So after we built that, we went ahead and we started work on this area over here, which is our snow area. We built a few roller coasters over here. Some of them were an absolute wonder, but we had 1 or 2 issues. We had 2 roller coasters over here, which you can see this one here. This is a custom build here, which I built. There used to be a roller coaster here which crashed, and it didn't kill anyone, fortunately, but this one just wasn't working out, unfortunately. And then we had a roller coaster here which was an open-end roller coaster, and people died. 18 people died. So again, a rest in peace to them. They are no longer with us. That ride was almost a bit of a risk, but nonetheless, I really thought it would work, and it was a nice looking ride, and it did really fit in the scenery. I then went ahead and with that added in or extended the motion, or miniature railway. Why am I calling it motion? The railway has been a great thing, and also the chairlifts as well. These transport rides have really helped my park out. So after the snow area, we went ahead and we started work on, we basically started the Enchanted Forest, though at that stage it wasn't called the Enchanted Forest. It's basically gentle rides which just didn't fit into a specific area, that couldn't blend in with the scenery. As you can see here, Haunted House, Fun House, Carousel, that sort of stuff. those weren't going to fit in with the snow, they weren't going to fit in with the sand, they weren't going to fit in the boulevard, so they found a home here. After that we found ourselves building this area which I've dubbed Desertiana. Again, not the prettiest name, but not the worst name either. It is mainly focused around water rides. As you can see here, we have... That's really not solved my problem with the demon drop, has it? I need to actually move the entrance and exit for that to be a much more efficient. So I guess that maybe wasn't an issue, because you can see lots of empty dinghies on the inside there. The water rides, some of them have gone down really well, others have, they've gone down okay. They could do a wee bit better. I just feel that I should have selected more water rides. Unfortunately, I was limited by my choice. I built every single one of these, so it would have been nice to have a few additional ones. Then after that, we went ahead and built this thing here called Rollercoaster Avenue, consisting of 4 roller coasters. Again, these aren't the most advanced and spectacular roller coasters, but again, these sort of roller coasters didn't necessarily have a home, and they sort of fit in with the extended enchanted forest area, which you can see here is lots of trees, and I think it's panned out really well for just a go on idea, because the other areas were planned, the boulevard, the snow area and the desert area. Those were all planned. This area wasn't. This was just sort of a bit of improvisation. I think it did really work out quite well in the end. And finally, we basically just went ahead and added in these roller coasters, which brings us up to today's episode. Anyway, so that is it for Conflict World. Overall, looking at the statistics, our part rating ends in the 900s, which is nice to see. Recently, we've not got any awards, which is a bit of a shame. We achieved our objective, which is to just have 1,000 people in our park. We achieved that about episode 3 or 4. Our park value is at 165,000, which is pretty nice. Overall, the guests in park has continued increasing. It has never really decreased. It bounced around 3,000 for one point, but it's sort of continued to rise. And that's pretty much it for the statistics front. Overall, lots of staff. Thank you to all of them for playing a fine and wonderful role in with my park. And there's not really much more I can say, unfortunately, so that's the end of my first ever series on my channel, and I am honestly genuinely sad. I've had an absolute blast building this park, and in the future we'll definitely do another RollerCoaster Tycoon 2 series. Not anytime soon, don't expect it for another 6 months, but when that comes, we're definitely going to refer to this place, Conflict World. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like rating. If you haven't seen any other of the episodes, there's a playlist down below which contains them all. Go ahead and watch through that. If you fancy see how I built this park, because this park has ended on a very good note. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. My name is ConflctNerd Callum, and I'm out.